Welcome to After Dark, the Thinkers, your nightly escape into the lives and minds that shaped our world. Tonight, as the stars begin to twinkle, we embark on a journey into the extraordinary life of Marie Curie, a name synonymous with genius, dedication, and revolutionary discovery. Her unwavering spirit and relentless pursuit of knowledge didn't just earn her 2 Nobel Prizes. They fundamentally transformed our understanding of matter and energy, forever changing the course of radioactivity. So, dim the lights, get comfortable, and let this calm, cinematic journey transport you through her childhood dreams, her scientific obsessions, and the brilliant, sometimes tragic moments that defined her unparalleled genius. Listen, learn, dream. Our story begins not in the bustling scientific hubs of Paris, but in a divided 19th century Warsaw, then under Russian rule. Born Maria Skłodowska in 1867, she was the youngest of 5 children. Her parents, both respected educators, instilled in young Maria a deep love for learning. Her father, a math and physics instructor, would often bring scientific instruments home, sparking a curious flame in Maria's young mind. Imagine a small girl, eyes wide with wonder, examining a barometer or a set of scales, her imagination already reaching for the unseen forces of the universe. This early exposure, combined with her mother's strong intellectual and patriotic convictions, laid the groundwork for a truly remarkable individual. But life in partitioned Poland was far from easy. The family faced constant political oppression and financial struggles. The Russian authorities actively suppressed Polish culture and language, making education a subversive act. Maria and her siblings attended clandestine floating universities where lessons were secretly taught in Polish homes, moving from one location to another to evade detection. This environment, while dangerous, fostered a fierce independence and a profound appreciation for knowledge in Maria. She learned to value truth and intellectual freedom above all else, a lesson that would guide her throughout her life. The loss of her mother to tuberculosis and her eldest sister to typhus at a young age brought profound sorrow, yet Maria found solace and purpose in her studies. She excelled in physics, chemistry, and mathematics, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a desire to understand the fundamental principles governing the world. Her dream was to pursue higher education, a path largely denied to women in Poland at the time. This societal barrier, however, only fueled her determination. Maria made a pact with her older sister, Bronisława. They would support each other. Maria would work as a governess to fund Bronisława's medical studies in Paris, and then Bronisława would reciprocate. For several years, Maria worked tirelessly, sending every spare franc to her sister. She used her free time to read voraciously, teach herself advanced mathematics, and even conduct basic scientific experiments in a makeshift home laboratory. This period of self-imposed exile from formal education was not a setback, but a crucible, forging her resilience, discipline, and an independent scientific spirit that would define her later groundbreaking work. Finally, in 1891, at the age of 24, Maria Skłodowska arrived in Paris, a city that pulsed with intellectual energy. She enrolled at the Sorbonne, Paris's prestigious university. It's a place where she could finally immerse herself in the world of science without restraint. Life as a student was arduous. She lived in a cramped attic room, often surviving on meager meals, sometimes enduring biting cold because she couldn't afford heating fuel. But these hardships were insignificant compared to the joy of learning. She devoured lectures, spent countless hours in the library, and dedicated herself to her laboratory work, often staying until late into the night. Her brilliance quickly shone through. She earned degrees in physics and mathematical sciences, graduating at the top of her class. It was during this time that fate intervened in the most profound way. In 1894, while searching for laboratory space for her research on the magnetic properties of steel, she was introduced to Pierre Curie, a brilliant physicist and head of the laboratory at the École Supérieure de Physique, et Chimie Industrielles. Their initial meetings were discussions about science, but a deep intellectual respect and shared passion soon blossomed into affection. Pierre recognized Maria's extraordinary intellect and her unwavering dedication. He was enchanted by her quiet intensity and her clear, analytical mind. Their marriage in 1895 was a union not just of two people, but of two scientific minds, destined to achieve greatness together. It was a partnership built on mutual admiration, shared goals, and an unshakable belief in the pursuit of knowledge. Their scientific journey began with Maria's doctoral research, which focused on Henri Becquerel's discovery of uranium rays. Intrigued by Becquerel's observation that uranium salts spontaneously emitted a mysterious form of energy, Maria decided to investigate this phenomenon further. Using an electrometer designed by Pierre and his brother, Maria systematically tested various elements and minerals. She discovered that thorium also emitted similar rays. More astonishingly, she found that the mineral pitchblende, an ore of uranium, was far more radioactive than pure uranium itself. This observation was revolutionary. It led her to a bold hypothesis. Pitchblende must contain unknown, far more radioactive elements. This was the first breakthrough, the spark that ignited their monumental quest. With this incredible insight, Maria and Pierre embarked on what would become one of the most arduous and significant scientific endeavors in history. They dedicated themselves to isolating these mysterious new elements from pitchblende. Their laboratory was a converted shed, poorly ventilated and with a leaky roof, adjacent to the School of Physics and Chemistry where Pierre taught. It was far from ideal, but for them, it was a sanctuary of discovery. They worked with tons of pitchblende, often purchasing it with their own limited funds. Imagine the scene. Maria, a small figure, tirelessly stirring large vats of boiling chemicals. Inhaling noxious fumes, her hands raw from handling radioactive materials. Pierre, equally dedicated, would assist her, often doing the more physically demanding tasks. Their method was painstakingly laborious, involving repetitive processes of dissolving, precipitating, and filtering. Day after day, month after month, they processed mountains of ore. It was a Herculean effort, a testament to their unwavering patience and absolute conviction. In 1898, after years of relentless work, they announced the discovery of two new elements, polonium, named after Maria's native Poland, and radium. From the Latin word for ray, this discovery rocked the scientific world. Radium, in particular, was found to be millions of times more radioactive than uranium, emitting a mysterious blue glow that captivated the imagination of scientists and the public alike. The discovery of radium brought immediate fame, but it also brought its share of struggles and immense sacrifices. The Curies meticulously documented their findings, publishing their work for the benefit of all humanity rather than patenting their processes, believing that scientific discoveries should be freely shared. This altruistic decision meant they forewent immense personal wealth, choosing scientific advancement over financial gain. However, their groundbreaking work came at a terrible cost to their health. Unaware of the dangers of radiation, they handled highly radioactive materials with bare hands, stored samples in their pockets, and even kept vials of glowing radium by their bedside. They often felt fatigued, suffered burns, and experienced chronic ailments, attributing them to overwork rather than the silent, insidious killer they were unknowingly exposing themselves to. In 1903, Maria and Pierre Curie, along with Henri Becquerel, were jointly awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in recognition of the extraordinary services they have rendered by their joint researches on the radiation phenomena discovered by Professor Henri Becquerel. This made Maria Curie the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. It was a moment of immense triumph, yet their lives remained dedicated to their work. They continued their research, grappling with the profound implications of radioactivity. Tragically, their partnership was cut short in 1906 when Pierre Curie was struck and killed by a horse-drawn carriage. Maria was devastated, her world shattered. But even in her profound grief, her indomitable spirit shone through. She refused to let her husband's death be the end of their shared mission. With remarkable courage and resilience, she took over Pierre's professorship at the Sorbonne, becoming the first woman to hold such a position. She continued their research with an almost superhuman resolve, dedicating herself to isolating pure radium metal, a task that required even more arduous work. In 1911, her perseverance was rewarded once more. Maria Curie was awarded her second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry. In recognition of her services to the advancement of chemistry by the discovery of the elements radium and polonium by the isolation of radium and the study of the nature and compounds of this remarkable element. This made her the first person, and to this day, the only woman, to win Nobel Prizes in 2 different scientific fields. This second award silenced many of her critics and cemented her place as one of history's most brilliant scientists. The legacy of Marie Curie extends far beyond her Nobel Prizes. Her discoveries ushered in the age of nuclear physics and laid the foundation for countless advancements in medicine and technology. Radium quickly found applications in cancer treatment, revolutionizing radiotherapy and saving countless lives. During World War I, she pioneered the use of mobile X-ray units, known as petites curies, which provided critical diagnostic capabilities to wounded soldiers on the front lines. She personally drove these units, often under dangerous conditions, demonstrating her humanitarian spirit and practical application of science. She established the Curie Institutes in Paris and Warsaw, which remain leading centers for medical research today. Maria Curie's life was a testament to the power of human intellect, perseverance, and ethical commitment. She broke through societal barriers, shattered scientific paradigms, and left an indelible mark on the world. She taught us that curiosity, hard work, and an unwavering belief in the truth can overcome any obstacle. Her story is not just one of scientific achievement, but of human resilience, sacrifice, and the enduring quest for knowledge. As the night deepens and we reflect on Marie Curie's remarkable journey, we are reminded of the profound impact one individual can have. Her pioneering work opened doors to entirely new fields of study, revealing the hidden forces that govern our universe. Though she eventually succumbed to illnesses likely caused by her prolonged exposure to radiation, her sacrifices were not in vain. Her legacy continues to inspire generations of scientists, especially women, to pursue their dreams fearlessly and to contribute to the betterment of humanity. Thank you for joining us on this cinematic journey through the secret life of Marie Curie. We hope her story has inspired you to dream big and to never stop seeking knowledge. If you enjoyed this journey into the mind of a true pioneer, please consider subscribing to After Dark, The Thinkers, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next story. And if you have a moment, sharing this video with a friend helps us continue to bring these fascinating tales to life. We truly appreciate your support. Listen, learn, dream,